Welcome to the Techno Fundamental Report for August the 1st. The stock market is never obvious. It is designed to fool most of the people most of the time. So if you really think about the quote, the word designed basically means that if a securities market is not fooling people, then it's just not a market. So technical analysis has a lot to do with not being fooled. Markets are fundamentally volatile, no way around it. Your problem is not in the math. There's no math to get you out of having to experience uncertainty. Ed Sakota. True statement. Now, I think the most important number when I look at a company is market capitalization. Number of shares outstanding times price, and it tells you how much the company is worth. So if I go to Battle for Investment Survival, which is a book by Gerald Loeb, he says, my feeling is that an intelligent program aimed at doubling one's money might at least succeed in retaining one's capital or actually making a good profit with it. So when I look at a company that is like $2 trillion, $3 trillion, I have to ask the question, can I double my money in a $2 trillion or $3 trillion company? Statistically, the odds are stacked against you. So if we're starting to see possibilities here that the small caps appear to be starting to advance. This is the advanced decline line on the small cap S&P small cap index. And you can see it recently hit a new high here. So the small caps are starting to move. These are stocks that can double in price. Here we have the 5-year Treasury yield. You can see rates are about to break below 4% on the 5-year Treasury. So interest rates lower interest rates really help the smaller companies, such as the small caps. So the mid caps, these are the middle-sized companies. You can see here it as well has hit close to a new high. We've got a double top here, but it is in an uptrend. So keep an eye on the mid caps as well. Now the small cap index is also hitting a new high. So this is very positive news as far as I'm concerned. Now the primary trend for both the S&P and the NASDAQ continues to be up. They're above the 200-day moving average, so the primary trend continues to be up. Now, I've mentioned in the past the Value Line Geometric Index. Now, this is 1,700 stocks, equally weighted. The index has been dead as a doornail for the last 3 years. It just hasn't gone anywhere because the stock has been dominated by large cap stocks. Well, you can see here with the Value Line Geometric, we have broken out of this box, and it appears that things are starting to improve. So this is somewhat of a good sign for the small caps as well, and the mid caps. Now, I did want to mention what's going on with the semiconductors. Now look, how do we define a downtrend? A downtrend is where you make a high, and then you make a low, and then you make a lower high, and then a lower low, and then a lower high and lower low. So the semiconductors have gone into a downtrend. So I had a good friend ask me today, is this a one-time bounce that we're getting today, which was, a pretty nice bounce, up 7.63%. And I said, I would assume that it's a one-time bounce until proven otherwise. So in other words, if we start to see an uptrending chart, that'll change my thinking on that. Now, here's a couple of stocks that I would bring to your attention. Now, we own this company. This is called Carpenter Technologies. They're into specialty steels, mainly for the aerospace industry, titanium, so forth. But you can see here, when they announced earnings, you got a major move in volume here. You got a gap up in the price, and then you can see it starting to trend. This is what we're looking for. Very positive pattern there. This is Howmet Aerospace, another aerospace situation. You can see here they announced earnings, gap up in the price, and starting to hopefully uptrend. We own this stock as well. Spotify, which is a radio service. You can see here they announced earnings. You got the gap up, but then the gap failed, but then it's consolidated and looks like it's trying to break out again. So keep an eye on Spotify. Here is NVIDIA. Now, I wanted to mention again, this is how we look at things. You've got a high, you've got a low, you've got a lower high, and then a lower low. A lower high and then lower low. This is a downtrend. So we got a bounce today of roughly 13%, which is fantastic. But I would wait. I would wait on this thing. If you get a move above, say, 120 on volume that's like 500, 600 million shares, I would take another look at NVIDIA. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you very much.